obviously I'm a fan of anybody doing unique stuff in Orange County, which takes the cake right now, I think.
Yeah, Honey Pot Meadery and mead. I mean, it's something. This is the only real location that's dedicated to meads and ciders, but predominantly meads in Orange County. And it's a gluten-free option to people who are looking for craft beer and really want to get a unique flavor.
But that's not your MO, right? I mean, I could give two if somebody's really gluten-free.
It's something that people tell me I should market, but I really
don't market.
No, that's fine.
So,
People tell me I should market a lot of things, and I do, but I still don't care. Right? I mean, it just is
sounds very healthy.
Yeah,
sensitive to the gluten intolerance.
Should alcohol be healthy?
I thought alcohol. Well, technically, right? I mean, it is medicinal.
When you think about mead as being made from honey, honey has a lot of healthy purposes.
So with the name, are you making most of your meads here from like actual honey, or is that just like because it's sweet in the name? And I mean, everybody has a thing.
About 35% of our production right now is mead, so honey based. The rest is going to be cider, so either apples or pineapples.
So what was like coming down? Like, what does it come to? Like, were you in beer first? Were you in wine first? Like, I'm curious, man. Like, where do you don't start at meads? Is what I'm getting at.
No, you really don't.
It's like
most
saying,
people still don't know what it is, right?
Yeah, so. like you don't start at whiskey, right? You started like some other things or vodka or whatever. And
I actually know some people that did start at whiskey.
Well, they're the pros. Yeah. But where did you find the niche here to come up with meads, man?
So I got first introduced to even craft beer. One of my cousins' holiday party, maybe 15 years ago or so. AleSmith, so big presence for a long time down in San Diego. And then I started to expand into what was local, which was at the time the brewery had just opened. There was no Bottle Logic. There weren't a lot of bigger craft breweries that opened.
The brewery
later.
was pretty much the OG, right? I mean, they're the original ones.
In terms of making beers with these big, giant flavor profiles,
totally.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. So after that, I had a buddy that sent me some stuff that I really couldn't find anywhere else, and I decided I had made beer before myself at home. Why not try this? And to be honest, it took like 3 or 4 batches before something I could actually drink.
Well, I would think 3 or 4 is probably a solid number. I'd probably take me 10 or 12, right? I'd probably mess it up
that's
a few
awesome
times.
to be able to say you have something that's worth quality after just a few tries.
I don't know about quality, but I didn't get sick after.
No, well, that's all that matters. That's half the job right there.
Hey, dude, I did 60 days. I drank Primo, dude. I wasn't good, but it worked. Let's call it what it is. That and a bologna sandwich, I thought I was in heaven after the first 3 weeks.
And 10 years ago, there was very few books. A lot of it was bits and pieces in different forums online.
Right.
That was really it. So you kind of taught yourself.
Totally.
And, one of the things I can suggest to anybody that wants to homebrew, whether it's beer, wine, if you're fermenting anything at home, take diligent notes because you're going to lean back on those to figure out either something you did right, something you did wrong, and if you came out awesome, to be able to reproduce it. So,
Well, that's the key, right? I mean, being able to reproduce it in your house, just drink it. Add more sugar. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
dude.
you're drinking it yourself. Nothing goes to waste. It doesn't even matter if it's bad.
Your friend's like,
you're
is
gonna
it good?
drink
You're
that.
like, no, but you can have some.
Take a couple bottles.
I made it, man.
I don't like that face you're making. You should try it.
Yeah, exactly.
And let me say, Chef Donald is into doing this as well. So this is the great thing about having Alex Gonzales here and Chef Donald is they actually understand each other's business, which is really cool.
So there's obviously some culinary thought that goes into these. I mean, from the first one I tried, that was very light and airy, to this honey that had the marshmallow backing. That's crazy. And then this that's like a fruit bomb that's more like a syrup that still is drinkable in alcohol content. Like it's not a juice by any means. There's obviously some culinary thought that comes in. I mean, there's some savory background in the honey one.
It's a lot of building flavor profile. I use a lot of cookbooks growing up. My grandfather was a chef in the Army, so he taught me how to cook at a young age. And that's one thing I've always appreciated is being able to stack flavor on flavor on flavor. And that's where actually Chef Don's brought a lot to that, to me in that respect. He comes in, maybe a couple times a month, brings samples of what he's working on. We'll talk about different flavors are available, what's in season, what he's doing at Monarch, at Aveo, and we really do feed off each other a lot.
We actually did a collaboration about 6 months ago with Bacon Fat. We did a Bacon Fat mead.
Oh,
really? We called it SoCal PBR.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sold out in 24 hours.
Yeah. Did it?
Next time.
That's pretty good for your first collaboration and doing something unique like that.
Also, strong mentorship helps,
Stop.
You have to understand, this was a mead that was not only barrel aged, it had bacon fat, black pepper, rosemary,
And maple syrup.
So it wasn't only something that was, nobody had seen before. People would come in, and every single flight we had going out, people were trying it just because it was so unique.
So I got to ask, man. I mean, I know sugar's the devil of hangovers. Is this just brutal, or is this okay? What's the deal, man?
You're gonna think I'm pulling your leg. I've actually never had a hangover from stuff that I've made. I've had people come in that say, like, the next day they don't feel great. I'm like, well, you also don't remember getting in your car the night before where I had
Right.
to get
Well,
you
if you
an
drink too
Uber.
much of anything, it's bad news, dude.
I've never seen people really come in where they're just like, the last time I was here, it was a bad day.
Because I just mean sugar's usually the answer, right? Sugar's the reason why you drink heavily sugared content, a lot of times in liquor, and of course you can pound it down more. But that really is what kills you in the morning.
I also think it has a lot to do with the technique and Alex's technique with the clean fermentation. And I think when you bring that science and his passion for cleanliness and making sure it's done, not hurrying it and pushing it as a fast fermentation, but letting it take its time and let nature run its course, you're going to get a really clean product that's definitely top of the shelf.